limbo to open to get through. Can't bend backwards very well.
So you guys, this is Howdy.
Met her yesterday.
That's Haley.
Haley.
Nadia.
Nadia.
Kayla.
Kayla.
And that's Adalis.
Davia. I'm Howdy.
Hello.
We're actually filming right now, so we're going to walk back to class and get started.
Fantastic.
Welcome back to Snakh Time, where the opinions are real and so are the people. I'm Steven.
And I'm Nadia. I'm Adalis.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Haley. And we're here today with our special guest, Howdy, our Assistant City Manager.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Clap. Applaud.
Okay, yesterday we received a box and we don't know what's inside of it or who it's from.
Okay, let's just open it.
Wait, so let's go.
It's just like, it's even cut yourself.
Slow. Yeah, I know.
Put it on the table.
I can't.
And this is Crimson.
I'm just kidding. We are impatient. Dolly's,
Go,
what did
okay,
I say?
go.
Baby.
It's ours.
I'm scared. Aww, what's the reading?
What does it say?
Oh my god, I'm bad at reading. I'm bad at
Then
reading
why
too.
you-
That's why I
Okay,
said-
dear ET and students, we like seeing our shark on your internet show. He is so lonely. We are sending you sharks friends. Please visit our class, Miss Fuentes and students. And then they all sign their names.
Can I see it?
So
Very nice.
or they wrote it like the little kids wrote it.
Aww, that's so
Ready,
cute.
Dolly?
Oh my god, that's cute.
He has friends.
That's
oh my
cute.
god, this is oh my god, I love this.
Look at
How
the
do you think of
octopus.
names?
Name the crab Sebastian.
This is so
This
cute.
is
The crab Sebastian.
Okay.
And what are we gonna call this one? There, we have 3 new pets.
Squidward.
This looks so real. I don't know what to call it.
Squidward.
No.
What's the
Squidward
octopus
is
from Finding Dory?
I forget.
What
I don't
about?
remember his name.
I don't know.
So who is this again?
Sebastian.
And this is Crimson.
We need cool names.
I know.
We need a cool name for this one. Want a name one?
I'm trying to remember the octopus from Finding Dory.
That's what I was thinking.
I
I was
don't
like,
remember it off the top of my head.
I don't know either. I don't remember. Put him over there. Our
What is that? A
picture.
whale?
Like
It's a
a
nurse shark.
I love you.
Wow, thank you to
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Fuentes'
Yes.
class
We
and her
appreciate
students.
it. And we're gonna go visit y'all. Can we go visit them one day?
I want to go see
Let's
them.
go visit
So
y'all.
cool.
We'll take our pets.
Oh, these?
Stop.
Okay.
Hank.
Hey.
Hank is the octopus from Finding Dory.
Hey.
So they drew it. They drew it so good.
They draw so cute, right?
I know. Let me see.
Can we go
I
shopping?
didn't even see the names. Like,
Wait, read the names.
Oh.
the shark buddies, octopus, crab, and whale. I don't know if that's what they named them.
What they name them?
Well, it just says octopus, crab, and whale.
What's with it?
Oh, they even drew them.
Aww.
It's good to have fans.
I don't want to see the name drawn. That's why I don't want to.
Wait, let me see. I'll try. Bless
Bless you.
Bless you. Thanks
Oh,
to
thank you.
Jadey.
I think it's Jade.
Jade, Nico, Amaya, Andy, Kaylee, Audrey, Xavier, Dawden, Leon, Aiden, Arian, Joel, Jesse, Fabian, Sarai, and Sergio. I hope I named them right. If I messed up, I'm sorry.
I love this.
Alright, who wants to ask the first question?
So we're gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
Jump right into it.
Who's asking the first question?
Where is my Starbucks?
Oh,
Steve.
Where is your
I was
Starbucks?
gonna ask the question.
Steven, he's coming hard.
That's okay. We do have a building permit and a set of plans that have been submitted for a small shopping center. If you know where the Burger King is going in,
Yes, sir.
it's right in that neighborhood, and we've heard one of the potential tenants of that shopping center will be Starbucks. We haven't seen anything firm yet because it's just building plans, but we've been told that a potential tenant would be Starbucks. So we look forward to some good coffee.
Where are you from?
I am from a couple of different places. I grew up in Paducah, Texas, which is in West Texas. Small community, about 1,200 people. But I grew up on a ranch way out in the country, just me and my family. But I moved here from the city of Abilene. And so I was in Abilene for about 20 years and moved here from the city of Abilene.
And why did you move over here?
Took a job. I was working for the city of Abilene and was very happy, loved the work that I did for the city there, and received an email from a firm asking if I would be interested in interviewing for a job in Pecos. I never turned down an opportunity to interview because it's always good experience. And as y'all are beginning y'all's careers as well, take every opportunity you can to gain skills that will help you in a job. And so interviews are fantastic ways to meet people, network, and get good experience. So I came out, interviewed for the job, and absolutely fell in love with the community and the people that I'd be working with. And one of the things that's important to me is the work I do. I want it to make a difference. 20 years from now, I want people to know I was here. They may be cussing me, but at least they know I'm here. And there's a lot of opportunity in Pecos that is going to impact generations. And I want to be a part of that. And so that's why I moved out here.
How long have you been working here?
Started in December of 2018, so I've been here for about 4 months.
When you first came to Pecos, what did you think? Like your first impressions?
First impressions, there's a lot of opportunity for improvement in the community. And so I'm excited to be part of solutions that make the community better for the people that live here. I didn't grow up here. I wasn't born here. So this really isn't my community yet. But I get to be part of making this community better. And so I saw tremendous opportunity, a great amount of potential for things that could happen here. And I really wanted to be a part of that.
Like Pecos growing, like
Yeah.
so different from like years ago, because it was just, you knew everyone who was here. Now it's just like there's so many people coming.
Yeah. Well, some of the data, the statistics that are out there, I'm a math nerd. I love numbers and statistics. Math is always more fun if there's dollar signs in front of the numbers, just saying, so that you know. But the oil production that's happening out here in the Permian Basin, and then we're in the Delaware Basin, we have just passed Saudi Arabia as the #1 oil producing region in the world. So when everybody talks oil, they think Saudi Arabia, and everybody thinks that Saudi Arabia is the king of oil production. We've passed him. And so we get to be the next Saudi Arabia in terms of oil production and all the economic activity that goes along with that. So the growth is going to happen because of the oil production. And we have to be ready as a city to support the people that are here and support the people that are coming.
Dang, that's big. I know.
It's a very big deal. It really is. So, good question.
How long do you think everything will take to be built in that little area?
That's actually a fantastic question. There's a lot of factors in play. As y'all are probably aware, anything that you build requires money. And so we're trying to get some private investors involved to bring some private money into the community to help build some of the infrastructure. A lot of the things that we as a city are responsible for are streets. You gotta be able to drive to get to places. Great streets gotta lead to great places. And so at the end of those streets, there have to be things that people want to visit. But underneath those streets, there also has to be a lot of water pipe, sewer pipe, things that you don't typically see. And those are expensive. And so we're trying to get private investment to come in and help pay for some of those. Looks like they're interested, and so we should be able to move pretty quickly. Hopefully within 2 years, you'll see a completely different community.
About 2 years, that's crazy. So what are major plans that you see, like you want to happen for the community?
Well, as you manage a community, you have to take care of the basic needs. And those are going to be transportation, water and sewer. We have to make sure we're taking care of the trash correctly. You also have public safety. police, but we also have fire. And as this community grows, our need to provide fire protection is going to continue to grow. And so the effort and the energy we put into providing fire protection is also going to be major as this community grows. We're looking at finally building a baseball complex. I got here and heard that we've been talking about a major regional baseball complex for quite a while. That's in the works. We've got a contractor on board, and so hopefully we'll start construction probably in the next 3 months, start building some baseball fields. That'll be incredible.
Do you believe Oscar's trying to take over the town?
Yes.
Do I believe Oscar is trying to take over the town? I am a conspiracy theory nut, and so I believe he is part of some new secret society. He's tried to teach me this secret handshake, but I've just avoided it so far. So I think it's possible. It's possible that he's trying to take over the world.
We all knew.
It starts with Pecos.
It starts with Pecos.
And
It's
then
bigger.
Oscar Ornelas is the face of the New World Order.
There
Their
you go.
main place, their secret hideaway is Zavala.
Zavala.
No wonder you do want
I know.
to look for chairs.
Because it's haunted.
For chair.
It's full of ghosts too, so.
It is full of ghosts.
It's probably the. Never mind.
Those aren't ghosts, those are just defense systems.
Alright.
What's your favorite conspiracy
Should have
theory?
sit on the end so that I could not have my back to you all the time, right?
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
My favorite conspiracy theory that I like to make fun of is the flat earthers. It just boggles my mind that people still honestly believe that the earth is flat. And there was a gentleman, I assume he's fairly wealthy, he built his own rocket and launched it and rode the rocket because he wanted to go up really, really high and prove that the earth was flat. He crashed, he survived. He has yet to comment on whether the earth is flat or round.
Do you have any kids that go to school here now?
My daughter just started yesterday. She's a sophomore, Cherith Lisenby. Sometimes she goes by CJ. And so she started here yesterday. I've got an 8th grade son that will be starting probably on Friday at the middle school.
Wow. I hope they enjoy your.
She had a great first day of school.
That's
She was
good.
very, very happy, had a great first day.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
How do you feel about the school board trying to pass the bond to build a new school?
I think that here's my perspective on not just school board, but any major building projects that a community takes on. The building we're in today exists because someone 50 years ago had the courage to build a new facility. And we have enjoyed this facility for decades, for generations. There are grandparents and parents and kids, and there'll be grandkids. There's generations that have gone through this facility because someone had the courage to build it. Well, we are at a point in time where we have the opportunity to be that courageous for the next generations to come. So it's not just for the kids, you that are here today, but your kids and the kids beyond that. They need a facility that meets their needs, that's bigger, more modern, that has more opportunities for their education and their skill set. And so we've got a unique opportunity to take on a building project or a series of projects that will impact another 50 years. Additionally, because of the oil production that's going on, 98 to 99% of the cost of this building is going to be paid by oil field. And so as a community, as local taxpayers, we've got an opportunity to leverage a small investment of our taxes into a major investment from oil field and get incredibly nice facilities that are paid for from the economic activity that's going on in the oil field. And so that's a unique opportunity that very few communities have. I think we need to jump on it. I think we need to take advantage of the timing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like how courageous. I like that how you explained it. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's afraid of change. Everybody's afraid of starting something new because what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? So it takes courage. You have to be courageous to start something new You have to be able to courageous to take on something that's bigger than yourself. We have the opportunity to demonstrate that courage so that 20 years from now, they're going to look back at us and say, man, we're glad they did that.
That's good. Like, I like that.
Yeah. So what's like the vision for PKIS? Right? Like
His vision.
oh yeah, your vision for
And I'll have to say, I've been here 4 months.
Why didn't you ask?
I
Oh, why
have
you're scared.
But I've done a lot of reading. There have been several, it's called a comprehensive plan. And you get leaders from the community to get together through a series of meetings and talk about what could this community become, what could it be. And so we have documents that are the comprehensive plan that provide a roadmap of where we could go. So that's one piece of the puzzle. The second piece is an economic study that was done. One of the economists for the state of Texas is a guy named Ray Perryman. He's very well respected as an economist, and last year he presented a report to the community primarily about the oil field and the activity that's going on and how long that will last. But one of the things that he talked about is within the next 5 years, Pecos could be 30,000, 40,000 people. We're 15,000 people right now. And so you think about how much population growth potentially could happen. We have to make sure as a city that we plan the streets correctly, that we plan the water system correctly, because if you look at the amount of water that our town needs right now compared to how much water 30,000 people are going to need, that's a major increase in the volume of water. And so we have to have the pipes buried underground to move that water. We have to have the resources to get it to people. There are moms out there that today their kid may be sick and she needs to go to the faucet and turn the water on, and she needs to know that water's going to be there. That's my job. That's our job, to make sure that that mom and her kid has water when they need it. And as this community grows, if we hit 30,000 in population, we have to make sure that every one of those people has water when they need it. And so my vision right now is we have to be smart and make sure that we facilitate the growth that's coming, that's going to happen.
How important is it for people to be involved into the community?
I think it's incredibly important. I am somewhat biased because this is the line of work that I'm in. I'm passionate about serving my community, but most everything that a city does, people take for granted. You just assume that when you flush the toilet, that everything works, that water flows and that it goes somewhere and it doesn't go to your yard. You just assume all that stuff happens. And so there's a lot of things that happen in a community, in a city, that are behind the scenes that people don't know about. And so the more they get involved, the more they become educated about what's going on in their community, the better they can participate. One of the beautiful things about being in America, being in Texas, is our freedom to participate in government. There are many countries around the world that you don't have an opportunity to even know what's going on. You don't have an opportunity to have a say in what's going on because it's not afforded to you. We have that right, we have that freedom here, and too many people ignore it. And so I think it's important that we get educated, that we participate in our community so that we know what's going on, because at the end of the day, most people think government's a bad word. Most people have a bad idea in their head about government. Government only has the power that the people gives it. And so if people don't know what's going on, how can they effectively give power to that government? And so what they don't know happens without them being involved. So I think it's incredibly important that young kids, your parents, everybody becomes aware of what's going on in the community so that their voice can be heard in the decisions that are made.
Any words of advice?
One of the things that I tell my kids all the time is you are the most powerful person in your life. There's nobody in your life more powerful than you are. And what I mean by that is you get to decide what your future is going to look like. Nobody else gets to decide what your future is going to be. You may have circumstances that aren't the greatest. Maybe you were born into a situation that isn't the greatest in the world. You don't have to stay there. You have the power to make choices that nobody else gets to make. So nobody else gets to tell you who you are. And too many times we let, I get up in the morning and I look in the mirror to fix my hair. I don't have a lot of hair, but it's okay. But I use the mirror to help me fix my hair. Too many times we use other people as our mirror. We let other people tell us who we are. We let other people tell us how we look, or how we should think, or what we should do. You get to make those decisions. You are the most powerful person in your life. And you get to map what your future is going to look like. And don't give that power to anybody else. You get to decide who you're going to be. So, regardless of what you want to do, never stop learning. Pick your future, study, work hard. You're going to be a huge success.
That's my line.
That's some good advice. I'll use it.
Yeah.
I'll try. Cause
I need to.
so that.
We're running out of time.
Bummer.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the
welcome back.
invite.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For being our guest.
Yeah.
Howdy. When y'all see him, tell him what's up. Tell him hey.
If you want to try to give me a high five, you're welcome to try. It's up there pretty high.
Alright, and thank you to Miss Fuentes' class for giving us our new
It was
For-
awesome.
for new crimson, new friends.
Don't be lonely.
We'll come up with names pretty soon. Yeah. Cool. Got a name. Okay. And make sure to hit the like button.
Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe.
And
That's
The
all
bell
for
button for the notifications if you haven't already.
then we'll choose you later.
Thank you.